So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our Gold Digger series. This is Esmeralda Saldana, Executive Regional Vice President and Independent Consultant. And I'm just so excited. I'm always excited to be able to train with you and coach you and hopefully inspire you, answer questions, and just be together in community. I was thinking earlier today how cool it is that we have social media in this way. When I started Arbonne 6.5 years ago, it was all about three-way calling. You never got to see people's faces, but I think this has really been a blessing for teams around Arbonne because you really get a sense of community and family because you get to see the person, you know what they look like. If they're crying, you get to see them. If they're laughing, you get to see them. And it's just awesome. So I'm very grateful for being able to have Zoom and thankful to the guys who invented it, or ladies, we don't know who it is. So thank you so much for being on. I promise we'll be done before 12:30 or by 12:30. So before we get started, just a couple recognitions, and I already posted them on Facebook, but I just wanted to just go back around and just congratulate some of the people who hit some of the goals for this month. First, Angela Merchain for smashing through level 1. She totally surpassed level 1 and with a promotion to go to Jamaica for the AIT trip. If you're brand new, don't forget that in the month that you start or the month that you sign up, if you register for AIT, your volume will be doubled, but that's only in your start month. So if you haven't done it, do it because it's an awesome trip. There's no reason why you can't be there. It's absolutely possible. And since we're going to talk about the 90-day frenzy, I would totally encourage you to sign up for that so we can all be basking in the sun come October on an all-paid expense trip for 2 to Jamaica. It's always a 5-star resort. It's always all-inclusive. You guys, the trips that Arbonne gives are phenomenal. I've earned 3, and they've been amazing, so you definitely want to be a part of that. Also, congratulations to Abby Schmidt for earning the It's in the Bag incentive. That was very, very cool. And also to Evelyn Madrid Meza for earning the In the Bag incentive. That's really awesome. You guys, it's so easy to earn it. You just have to get 3 new preferred clients or consultants or a combination of both. And you have to have them purchase at least $250 or more. So 3 people doing $250 or more, that's like a detox set or an anti-aging set. And again, Arbonne doesn't do it because, hey, we want a lot of volume from you. They do it because they know that these strategies will help you build your business, right? If you're new to Arbonne, we tend to talk a lot about the $2,500 brick. What does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean an actual brick, but we call it a brick because when you build a home and you build it with bricks, well, you need several bricks for it to be a strong foundation and for it to withstand over time. So it's the same idea with our business. We teach and train people to do $2,500 personal bricks. So my job every month is to do my own $2,500. That's excluding my team, just $2,500 in sales or volume. And it's not necessarily because I'm trying to sell the product, but when you're sharing Arbonne with people, maybe you're sharing the 30 Days to Healthy Living and Beyond and they buy it from you, or people jump in your business and they want to do the business with you, it shows that I'm actually working my business and I'm sharing it with people, with the ultimate objective of getting a brand new business builder who wants to run with me, who wants to partner up with me and do the business. It's the ultimate objective when we're doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living, when people are using our skincare or our cosmetics. We want to build a relationship with them and show them what else Arbonne has to offer. With our business, I truly feel being the best product that we have, right? So congratulations to all you ladies. I'm sure there's more, and if there is, I'm sorry. I should look at my numbers again. I don't tend to look at numbers a lot, but I made myself a New Year's resolution that I'm going to keep more track on individual progress so that I could recognize, because who doesn't like to get recognized, right? It's a lot of fun to do that. So today what I want to talk about is the 90-day frenzy, but I want to preface it with this training on what kind of skills, not so many skills, but what type of mentality you need to really have a successful network marketing company. I heard this amazing training by ENVP Miranda Bertram. I think that's how you say her last name. She's actually going to be our keynote speaker at GTC in April. She's an amazing woman who's had her ups and downs in the business. She actually lost her nation at one point, came back stronger than ever. Now she's an ENVP with, I believe, 3 or 4 NVPs direct to her, which kind of just gives you a big lesson about never quitting, which I'll talk about that. But these are the 5 mental traits that you need to develop and to have a successful network marketing business, to have a successful Arbonne business, to have a thriving and stable long-term business, and to have an amazing team as well. Okay, so write these down if you can. If you're driving, you can write them down later, but I think they're key. And what I want you to do is write them down and put them up somewhere. Put them up somewhere where you can see them, right? Just the actual bullet points. You don't have to put all the notes on there, but write them somewhere where you can see it every day, and it's a constant reminder of what needs to happen right here for you to have a successful business. Okay, number 1, speak what you want. Don't speak of what you don't want. Okay, and think about how we wake up in the morning and what our first thoughts are and how we go about the day and what we think about. And it's so important for us, not even, considering the Arbonne business, but as human beings, as women, as mothers, is Hassan on here? No, okay. As women, that we're constantly thinking and talking positively about ourselves and what we want. So speak of what you do want. So if you're a little bit like me and you're disorganized and sometimes you're a little chaotic and sometimes you have a little bit of air in your head, well, I'm not going to walk around saying, I wish I wasn't an airhead. I wish I wasn't so disorganized. I wish I could remember. I'm not going to talk like that, right? We don't want to talk like that. Instead, we want to talk the way we want to be. So I'm going to say, I am such an exceptional organizer. I'm very efficient. I'm hardworking. I'm strategic. I think clearly. I'm a visionary. So talk or speak of what you want, right? I'm an ENVP. I attract amazing people. I attract winners and doers. I'm confident. I have intense belief in my business and in my products. I deserve success. I'm worthy of it. I'm excited. I'm passionate. Nothing crushes my dreams or my thoughts. So you really want to speak of what you want and do not speak of what you don't want. Don't ever bring any negative ideas or say anything negative about yourself or your business or anything. And that's going to really help your mentality a lot. You're going to start to truly believe in all that. And you're going to see how the universe is going to part and start bringing you all those gifts into your life, right? Number 2, this is a really important one. Remove your option to quit. Okay, I sometimes have people who join my team or maybe down in my downline who say, well, you know what? I'm going to give this 6 months and let's just see where I go with it. Yes, Luna? Okay, I'll be right there. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right there. It happens. Okay. So remove your option to quit. Don't give yourself those type of deadlines that if it doesn't work in 6 months or a year, I'm out of here. Because then the journey won't be fun, right? It's going to be really difficult because you're going to have that in the back of your mind. You want to be all in. You don't want to have these notions of quitting. Because let me tell you, 3 feet from gold, that is the rule. You never know when you're going to run into your next ace. You never know when that person that you talked to last week is going to come back and say, hey, I want to do the business. You don't know if in 2 years that person you were so scared to share Arbonne with and totally dissed you comes to you and says, I want to do what you're doing. And they become an ace in your business. They become the person that pushes you to MVP or ENVP. You don't know that. So don't compel yourself to give yourself an option out. You're either all in or you're all out. And you truly have to believe that. Don't quit. Trust me when I tell you there's been many times I've wanted to quit, and thank God I didn't, because I wouldn't be here where I am right now, having the lifestyle that I have now, having the amazing people on the team that I have now, having the choices that I have, right? The health, all that. So don't let quitting ever be an option in your business, okay? Write down those notes. I'm gonna grab us a little bit of juice, and we're gonna go to number 3 right now. Okay, number 3, speak vision. Speak vision over yourself and speak vision over your team. Maybe you've heard this concept a lot with the MVPs, like, show them your vision, speak vision, and you're probably thinking, what does that mean? What it means is be super clear of where you see yourself in this business. And don't be afraid to step out of that comfort zone and dream really big. Have a really clear vision of what you want how much money you want to make. You know, put a comma in it, put a few decimals in it. Actually, I want you to envision what you want your paycheck to look like every month when you finally feel like, yes, I'm really successful in Arbonne. I want you to imagine what you would do with that money. How would you help your family? How would you help others? How would you give to charities or nonprofits? Would you be philanthropic? What would you do? Would you vacation? Would you travel? Would you help someone purchase their home or help someone with health bills? Like, what would you do? Be very, very clear of what your vision is. It doesn't have to be super long, but it needs to be crystal clear so that when you are sharing with people, maybe you're at a one-on-one and you're sharing the business with someone, guess what's going to attract them? Not so much the compensation plan and our ingredient policy and how great our detox works in 30 days. What is going to attract them is your passion, your confidence, and your excitement in your vision, where you're going with this business, how excited you are, how determined you are, how confident you are. That is speaking vision about yourself. And then your team that you're developing, are you speaking vision to them? Where do you see them? Do you have belief in them? Are you excited for them? Can you see for them what maybe they can't see for themselves? You know, I put a quote on my Instagram today about, you know, living your life, building people up. And that's definitely what we should be doing in our Arbonne business, is constantly lifting people up in this business. So remember, number 3, speak vision over yourself and your team. Oh, hi, Tony. Okay, number 4, get out of your comfort zone. Oh my gosh. Let me give you an example of comfort zone that I heard from Claire Rizzoli that I thought was brilliant. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. When you feel that you've talked to everyone in your network and there's no one else to talk to Arbonne about, or you feel like you've tapped out in your friends and family and you're just, you know, you have just no one on your list, that is only because you have not stepped out of your comfort zone. You have only spoken to the people who you are comfortable speaking to. That's why you feel like you're done sharing Arbonne with everyone you know, when it's not true. You guys, you could step out of my door, step out of your door right now, and there are hundreds and thousands of people waiting to hear about Arbonne out there. They don't even know it. They don't know you yet. You don't know them yet. But if you get out of your comfort zone, you're going to meet these people. So get out of it, because that's when magic happens. We grow as people, as leaders, as women, as men, as mothers, as fathers, as sisters and brothers. We grow when we step out of our comfort zone and we're willing to share with people that maybe we didn't think we would. I was at Sam's Club about a week and a half ago, and I just drove into the parking lot because, for some of you know, some Sam's Clubs are closing, and the one in my city is closing, and I'm an avid Sam's shopper. So I was so sad, but the first thing that came to my mind were the people. God, that sucks. Like, what are they going to do? They're not promised another job with Sam's Club. Some of these people have been there for years, because that club's been there since I was a little girl. So I was just thinking mainly about them, like what they're going to do. And when I drove into the parking lot, there was a guy, one of the parking lot engineers, they call him, you know, that's kind of pushing the carts and moving them around. And I asked him, so, hey, what are you going to do now with Sam's Club closing? He's like, you know, I don't know. He just kind of was like, I don't know. I'm going to just stick around to the end. Hopefully apply to another Sam's Club or a Costco. And I just reached out, gave him my card. I said, listen, I know you don't know me. I don't know you, but it sounds like you definitely need extra income. If you're interested in learning how I can show you how to make extra income, please give me a call. He's like, awesome. And I handed him my phone and I said, why don't you put your phone number in my phone? Okay. He was kind of like, okay. I'm sure it's like a girl asking a guy. He's like, sure. But I did text him. I left him a message. He hasn't responded. But you know what? I did the interaction. I did the connection. I got the number. He may not respond right away, but you better believe that I'm going to keep checking in on him. Because maybe in a month, I'll say, hey, have you gotten a job? How's the job searching going? I still would love to share this with you. Only be 20 minutes. Like, I'm still going to go ahead and keep building that relationship and asking, because we just never know. And that was totally out of my comfort zone. It always is when it's people that I don't know. But again, that's where the magic happens. We don't know what's going to happen with that. But the more we get out of it, you guys, your business will flourish. Your 90-day frenzy will be easier to achieve. And number 5, last one. It's not about you. It's not about you. Maybe at the beginning, it's definitely about those extra $200 you're trying to make. Maybe it's about that debt you're trying to reduce. Maybe it's about that home you're trying to save for. Maybe at the beginning, it's initially about why you want to do the business. But at the end of the day, it isn't about you. And the sooner you get that through your head and into your heart, the easier it's going to be for you to share with the outside community. You guys, as leaders, for those of you who are leaders like area managers or district managers, check how you talk to your team. Check how you respond to them. Check if you're talking in a way that's encouraging them for numbers and volume and come on, get into activity, and take a step back and ask yourself, do I even know this person's why? Do I even know why they're doing this business? Am I invested in their why as well? Do I care whether or not they're successful? You have to be able to check on how you are talking to your team because it's not about you. At the end of the day, it's not. You guys, you could be making $50,000 a month, and I bet you anything that when you're at that level making that kind of money, it won't be about the paycheck. It will be about all the people that you can help, that you can get them to your level or above, or get them to a place where they're back at home, not at work, have more time freedom, have more time to vacation, have a lot of choices. It will be about other people. Start practicing those virtues now and those principles with the way you talk to prospects, with the way you talk to people on your team. Make sure you're invested in them. Make sure you're a good listener. I was complimenting our team member, Evelyn Madrid, the other day at our DA in Riverside, because for those of you who don't know, she's a 911 dispatcher, or was or she is still, I guess, a 911 dispatcher. And you gotta have some crazy mad listening skills, right? To be a 911 dispatcher, because you really have to understand what they're saying, what they need, get addresses, send it to the right. I mean, I can imagine. I don't know anything about being a dispatcher, but I was complimenting how well she listens. She listens intently. When you're talking to her, she is looking at you and she's intense in the conversation. That's how you have to be when you're sharing this business with someone. You need to ask questions and find out, what do they want? Even if it's uncomfortable for you, remember, if you feel uncomfortable asking someone, what are your dreams? What do you want to be? When you were a little girl, what did you want to do? What would you do if you had $50,000 a month? If you're uncomfortable asking those questions, it's because you're making it about you. Don't make it about you. Ask those questions so that people can be willing to share, and you'll know how Arbonne can and will be a vehicle for them get to those goals and those aspirations and those dreams. We have to be good at asking questions, but we have to be even better at listening, right? Listening to people. So it's not about you. Take a trip to a third world country if you haven't been one. If you can't go that far, take a trip down to the Santa Ana riverbed in Orange County off the 57 and look at all the homeless people that they're forcing to move in this very moment. Take a trip to Los Angeles, Skid Row. We have one of the highest homeless populations in the world. Go somewhere and just check it out so you can see that it's not about you, that there's so much that we can do in this business, that we can impact a lot of lives if we're just willing to share. Don't get caught up with, oh, well, I'm selling a product and it's kind of like, I don't want to push my friends and family. Share with your friends and family. Those should be the first people you share with, because those are the people you love, right? The people that you love should be the people you share with first. If they don't get it, it's okay. It's not our job to convince them or to debate with them or to get defensive. We just love on them and move on, right? But share with the people you love first, and then start sharing with the rest of those around you. So that's a little bit about what I wanted to train on, that mentality that we have to really be successful. And now I want to talk about the 90-day frenzy. Okay, so taking that mentality, those 5 aspects, I want you to really look at this 90-day frenzy activity. I know some of you might have been a little bit confused as to exactly what is the 90-day frenzy, you guys, but it's actually really simple. And let me just pull up my notes because I had written a bunch of little notes on the computer. Okay, so all the 90-day frenzy is this. It actually started on Tuesday of this week, which I think was the 23rd of January. So what I did is I printed out a bunch of these little calendars, these little blank calendars. One for January, February, March, and April, okay? And I counted out 90 days, which ends around April 22nd or so. Okay, I don't have the April calendar in front of me to tell you. So count out those 90 days. If you didn't start on Tuesday, then you're maybe 2 days behind. So that's 2 people behind that you are. So what you need to do during this 90-day frenzy is literally take the word frenzy, okay? We want to put you into a sponsoring frenzy, into a sharing frenzy, into a blessing frenzy. Get out there and share Arbonne with at least one person a day. One person a day. And what I've been doing is I've been actually writing the names in the boxes. Now, technically there's 4 people here, but I'm counting them as just 2 because they're both couples, okay? And I'm not cheating myself. I could easily say I already talked to 4 people, I only need 26. But you guys, I'm not trying to cheat myself. I'm trying to push myself. So I'm only counting them as one unit, right? Because I don't know if they're gonna buy it or only she's gonna get the 30-day detox or maybe only he wants to do the business. So they're couples, but I'm counting them as one unit, one person, okay? So make sure you're sharing Arbonne with one person a day. Figure out a way to organize yourself. This is the way I'm doing it because I'm such an awesome organizer. And I'm gonna put these papers up. These were actually already up, but I'm gonna put them up on my refrigerator so that I can see them every day, so that I can tally, so I can write down and know who I'm talking to. You can also put your notes in there. So what does it mean to share Arbonne? Okay, sharing Arbonne doesn't mean that you call the person and you say, hey, you know, I just started a new business. I'd love to invite you to a Discover Arbonne next month. Are you down to come with me? Sure, yeah, I'll go with you. Click. That wasn't sharing Arbonne. That was just you connecting with someone that maybe in the future you'll be able to share Arbonne with, okay? Sharing Arbonne is when you're actually doing one of 2 things. You are sharing the Arbonne story. If you don't know what the Arbonne story is, think about how you got introduced to Arbonne. Someone maybe sat with you and told you everything about the business. You know, when we started, a little bit about the history, what countries we're in, our ingredient policy, what makes us so different, what network marketing really means, how it works, our compensation plan, and then they brought you through a close, right? They told you, hey, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being you want to get the product, 5 being, yes, I'm in, let's do this. Where do you see yourself? And maybe you said 4. And then the person took you through, okay, what do you need to get to a 5? How can I help you get to a 5? I think you'd be awesome for this business. Well, you know, I just want to try the product. And you hand them a sample. That right there would have been sharing Arbonne with someone because you actually went through the entire Arbonne story, which takes about 20 minutes. You had a conversation with them. You asked them what their dreams were. You asked a lot of questions. You know, you connected with the person and you shared everything there is to know about Arbonne and how you can build a business. That's one way, okay? Actually talking, interacting with someone. And that's the business opportunity. The second way that this would count during the 90-day frenzy is if you share with someone the 30-day detox program, right? The 30-day healthy eating challenge, however you want to call it. I'm trying to get away from the word detox. So the 30-day healthy eating challenge. You share with them how it works, how it worked for you, what the cost is. Maybe they want a sample to try. They're really excited. You do a follow-up, but they know everything about the 30-day detox. They know how it works. They know how much it costs. They're invested in the idea of doing it, and you just have to follow up. That is also another way of sharing Arbonne with someone, right? Because we love to share it through the 30 days. Why do we do that? Because we know that when people go through the 30-day program, they start noticing a difference, and it's so much easier to connect with them on the business level, right? Letting them know, like, hey, this could be a great opportunity for you. You have so many people asking you what you're doing. So those are one of 2 ways, or 2 ways, that you can share Arbonne with someone. Presenting the whole 30-day system with someone or sharing the business opportunity, okay? If you do that once a day, or you can do 2 or 3 people a day, it's really up to you, but you wanna do a minimum of 1 person a day for the next 90 days. That's gonna bring you to at least 30 people that you're sharing Arbonne with in a month. Talk about building a team and a business. And why we do this? For many reasons. 1, if you're sharing with this many people, right, 1 a day, 2 a day, whatever, you will not feel or care when people diss you, say no, or say not right now, because you're so busy interacting, connecting, and still sharing with others that won't matter. And that's important because a lot of people tend to marry the whole outcome of things, right? They get so attached to the outcome, like, oh my God, she said no. Oh my God, he said no. Oh my God, I already have 3 no's. And what happens? We get discouraged, we get disappointed, we say this business isn't for us, and then enters the option to quit. Okay, we don't want that. So we want to keep your mind busy, active, excited, sharing, knowing that some people will say no, But for every no you get, I promise you're getting closer to a yes in your business. Okay? So that's the 90-day frenzy. On top of that, booking your events. In Arbonne, we encourage you and train you to have 8 events a month. Now, what are those events? Now, listen, this counts as events for Arbonne. Having a healthy happy hour. If you're bringing people tonight to my house, that would count because you're actually sharing the business with someone and the detox all in one night, right? So that would count. If you bring 2 people, you just shared it with 2 people at tonight's healthy happy hour event. The Discover Arbonne's event that we have once a month, first Monday of every month in the Irvine home office. If you bring guests to that event, that counts as sharing Arbonne with someone, right? Maybe you do a facial event at someone's house. That would count. Considering how many guests you have, ensuring that you're properly sharing the business with them, you're closing them, all that counts. Or maybe you have a virtual DA, right? Virtual DAs also work. So plan your 8 events. What are you going to do? Or are you going to take people to the events that are already programmed in your calendar? So think about events, right? Because it's a great way to expose more people quicker to the detox or our opportunity. Or plan your own events in your home, or ask people to host, right? If you keep planning your own events at your home and no one's showing up, you need to switch it up. That means you need to stop planning so many events at your place, maybe 1 or 2 a month, and that's it. And the rest, you want to get people to host for you. Who are the best hosts? Your current clients are always the best hosts, right? Because they already love the product, they see a difference, and they know it works. That doesn't mean you can't ask people who haven't used the product to host, because they would also be great hosts, right? Think of the people in your network who just love people, who love having people over, who are fun, who are outgoing, who would help you, who would love to support you in anything you do. Ask those people to host for you. Let them know you have a big goal. You have a clear vision. Share with them what it is. Get them excited. Give them goosebumps. Even if you're not 110% convinced yet of your clear vision, get it really clear and start thinking about it every day. And I promise you, you will become a big believer. Okay, so that is the frenzy. Talking to one person at least every day, okay, for the next 90 days. And if you're behind, catch up, you guys. You can totally do it. If you bring 3 guests tonight, you've caught up, okay? And book at least 8 presentations a month, whether it's a healthy happy hour or you take someone to a DA, that would count. Have a facial event, someone hosting, or a virtual event, all those events would help, okay? So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna wrap this up when we're at GTC. And I know for those of you who actually commit and do this, I promise you, you will see a huge shift in your business. If you're brand new, you will only see upstream in this business. You will be really excited with the momentum, the energy, and the people that are coming into your business, okay? Now I want to spend a little bit of time, just like 2 or 3 minutes, getting you prepared as far as follow-up. Now, follow-up just means that you're following up with someone based on what you promised you were going to do. If you had a one-on-one with someone and you gave them a sample, then you need to schedule a follow-up that moment, right? Before you leave that coffee house, you need to say, okay, listen, Betty, I'm going to call you in 2 days, and I'm going to follow up with you on the RE9 or the gold bag that I just gave you. So what's a good time to follow up? Schedule it. Okay, that's being professional. That's having a business. That's not having a hobby. Treat it as a multi-million-dollar business, okay? So schedule that follow-up. And there's so many different follow-ups you can do. It all depends on the initial exposure to that person and where you guys ended. Like, what was the follow-up going to be? Maybe it could be an in-person thing. Maybe the follow-up was that you're going to meet for coffee again. Maybe the follow-up was you were going to take them to a Discover Arbonne, or you were going to take them to your friend's healthy happy hour, okay? Samples. Maybe the follow-up is you're going to give them a gold bag to try, which is, by the way, an entire set of the RE9 set, a real set. Or you're going to give them a sample of a Fit Kit drop, which is samples from our 30 Days to Healthy Living Challenge. Maybe your follow-up are videos. And do you have these stored on your phone? This is so important. All of you should have a note section on your smartphone with all the links to your favorite follow-up videos. One of my favorites to send to people is the New Faces of MLM. Write these titles down. You can find them all on YouTube. Super easy to find. If you're truly having a hard time, let me know. Second one is the Arbonne My Story. There's over 148 videos professionally produced by Arbonne. They're about 2 minutes each, and they're from all walks of life: men, women, Gen Y, Latino, African American, just all types of people that are sharing their Arbonne journey in 2 minutes or less, and they're very captivating. So if you have a dentist that's looking into Arbonne, find one for a dentist. If you have a doctor, find one for a doctor. If you have a teacher, find one on a teacher. Super simple. Next one, the Arbonne Opportunity. That's our official Arbonne video that was created in 2015. Sorry. Oh, my computer. Okay. That was created in 2015. It's an awesome video. Look it up on YouTube. And then there's men's Arbonne. There's a bunch of men's Arbonne. There's a really good one that I love from Matt Comeu. And the way you spell his last name is Comeu. Matt Comeu. It's a men's Discover Arbonne. It's short, sweet, and super professional. Love him. I think he has a business degree. Awesome video. And there's a bunch of Gen Y videos too for the younger crowd. So look at YouTube. Look at the video first. Make sure it's short. Okay, that's number one. It should not be longer than 10 minutes. Anything longer than that is boring for people. They won't stay tuned in. If it's under 5, even better. Look at the video first. See if it has the quality you're looking for, the information that you want, and that it relates to the person that you're sending it to. Super important. Okay, I'm sure there's other videos out there. Those are my favorite. Literature. Eye on Arbonne stories. Have you seen our Eye on Arbonne stories? There's hundreds, probably thousands of these. These are all VPs in our company. It's like a newsletter, but you can actually digitally download them now off the source, and you can look for them by profession, which is super cool too. So those are awesome to email to people if they want to see someone in their industry doing the business and being successful at it. Other literature, I've done this before, where people really want to know more about the industry, but they're willing to read something. I'd recommend the book For Your Career by, what's his name? Can't think of his name, but For Your Career. It's a super thin book. Another book is Flip Flop CEO. That's actually a book specifically on the VPs in Arbonne, although it doesn't really mention the word Arbonne in the book because it can't, but all the people they talk about are VPs. It's like a Chicken Soup for the Soul type, where it's a bunch of short stories on VPs. So those are 2 books you can give to someone who really wants to look into it. You know, they love to read. They're really short reads, and they're awesome to build vision. And also there's some articles on the internet. Entrepreneur.com has a really great article. I don't like the title, but the article is really good. So entrepreneur.com, it's called, Is Network Marketing Just a Scam? Read it, you guys. It will really raise your belief in this business. And then Huffington Post has another one called The Ins and Outs of Network Marketing. Also a really good article. There's a lot of reliable stuff out there. Read it, get it in your arsenal of tools, and have it ready so that you know who to send it to based on how it relates to them or if it makes sense for them. And then, of course, if you're doing samples, we have tutorials on the detox, tutorials on the RE9. There's a really cool little video called Sample Day. One's by Mindy Preddy, and I think another one's by Dr. Tanda Cook. And it's a super short 2-minute video on what it looks like to do the detox on a regular day. So you guys, these are all tools for you. How amazing. None of these existed when I started Arbonne, except for the Arbonne Opportunity video and maybe some printable EOAs. You guys have an arsenal of stuff that you can share and use with people, and there's no excuse why you can't give the person the right one. Okay, but you need to do your homework. You need to look at this stuff, see what you love, what talks to you, and what makes sense for the person. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you guys a little bit. I'm going to open up for questions. I'm sorry we went over. Thought I was talking fast enough, but I guess I wasn't. So go ahead and ask questions. You just have to take yourself off of mute, or if you have any feedback or suggestions, would love it. Anybody? No? Oh, okay. All right, so tonight at my home, we're gonna start at 7 p.m. sharp. It's only 1 hour. We're having a healthy happy hour. I'm gonna have protein shakes, detox tea, and fizz sticks for sampling, and then a very few healthy treats, some wine, some water, and then we're gonna do a quick presentation on the 30 days to healthy living and beyond, and we'll do an overview of the business, and then we'll be done. It'll be fun, short, sweet. Bring your friends. Please text me if you're coming so that I can prepare. And again, thank you to all of you for being on the call, and we'll see you next week. Bye.